Fast fashion is trendy, wallet friendly, and well, fast, and we love that for us. But is it good for the planet and even for our health? Spoiler alert, it's not. It's not. It's not. So where are we supposed to shop then? I'm glad you asked. Hey friends, welcome to the Conscious and Chic YouTube channel. I'm Kathleen, your conscious lifestyle bestie. Real quick, I'm really curious. I need to know where you're joining me from. So in the comments, let me know maybe your city, your country, because I want to know where the tribe is from. So go ahead. Right now in the comments, let me know. Today's video is all about sustainable fashion, the difference between sustainable fashion and ethical fashion. Is it worth it? Should you invest in it? More importantly, if you do decide to, where do you even shop? Let's talk about it. First things first, ethical fashion and sustainable fashion really should be the same thing and just be fashion. That would be my greatest hope and greatest joy if we could get to a place where the fashion industry as a whole just decided to do it in a way that helps people and the planet and our closets. But that's just my personal opinion. If you want to get technical though, simply put, ethical fashion focuses on people while sustainable fashion focuses on the planet. But I think that every brand should strive to do their best for both people and the planet. If you agree, put a green heart in the comments. Let me know we're on the same wavelength, like we get each other. But I digress. Let's dive a little bit deeper. What is ethical fashion? Well, it's whenever brands decide that they want to prioritize the social impact of the way that they do business. That means their production, how they manufacture things, their prime materials, how they're sourced, also how they design and later market their products. They want to make sure that there's no cheap labor or slave labor as part of their supply chain. They want to make sure that they don't underpay their people or have a lack of benefits or even safety. We all remember Rana Plaza, I'm sure, and if you don't, I'll insert a little clip here, but that was a devastating event that should have never happened. People should not lose their lives to make clothing. That makes absolutely no sense. But did you know that 80% of garment workers worldwide are women? This makes fast fashion a women's rights issue. They are the most affected by the low wages, by the unsafe working conditions, and also by discrimination, gender discrimination in the workplace. And this should not happen on our watch. I say this all the time, you cannot empower women locally while exploiting them internationally. It doesn't make sense. You cannot separate the two. Yes, we love to wear clothes and we love to look good, but at what cost and at what expense? There's a great documentary called The True Cost that I'm going to link below for you to just take a look at how things are made and just educate yourself so you can decide what you want to support. But that's not all. According to the ILO, there are about 170 million children who are also part of that cheap labor, fashion cheap labor force, which is unbelievable. They are also falling victims to low wages, unsafe conditions, and not even discussing the fact that if they're at work, they're not in school, they're not being educated, and they're not learning, creating this cycle of poverty that they will never be able to get out of. And that's what ethical fashion brands are trying to fight against. They're trying to make sure that their supply chain is supportive of the people who work in it. They're trying to make sure that they are transparent with consumers to let them know where their products are made, how they were made. Fashion Revolution does amazing work when it comes to knowing who made your clothes, and I'll be sure to link them down below. But this is something that I remember when I used to shop till I drop. And one day, like you maybe today, I became aware of this system that really explores women and children. And I also worked in the fashion industry at the time. And I used to only really ask myself two questions, which were, do I like it and can I afford it? And you can see how a system can really thrive off of, does it look good and is it affordable? So sometimes even like, is it cheap and can I have a lot of it? Which is really what is put forward with a lot of fast fashion brands nowadays is you just want more, cheaper. And when I realized what was really happening, I decided to ask myself a third question, which is how was it made and like who made it? Because garment workers deserve to be treated with dignity, they deserve a living wage and also benefits, safe working conditions, and their kids should be able to go to school, bottom line. Now, what is sustainable fashion? Brands that are sustainable look at every step of their production process to make sure that it is as environmentally friendly as possible. They look at their source materials, at their production, the water that they use. They also look at how their garments, their accessories are going to be disposed of at the end of their life cycle. And preferably they try to also create this circular economy where the products that they produce actually stay within a circular system as opposed to going to a landfill somewhere or being discarded of or being downcycled into something that can no longer be recycled. And did you know that the fashion industry is one of the largest polluters in the world? 10% of carbon emissions come from the fashion industry. 20% of the global wastewater is produced by the fashion industry. And if that wasn't enough, 85% of all textiles created through our imaginations and our desire to shop end up in landfills. And you might be living in maybe a developed country where you don't really see landfills on the regular. Well, that's because a lot of that waste is exported overseas, away from our eyes, but in places that other people call home. And so I really want to stress today that it does not have to be this way, that as a consumer, you have power. There are changes that you can make in your own shopping habits that can really help this big problem. Together, we can do it. Okay, so where should you shop? I'm so glad that as I'm recording this video, there are so many options. I remember when I first started talking about this, there was nothing. Nobody cared. But now there are so many brands and they are not only conscious, they are also chic. Shameless plug, because I've always been of the belief that you should not just buy something because it's good for the environment or just buy something because it's ethically made. If it doesn't look good, it should also look good. First up, we have Able Clothing, which used to be Fashion Able. I love this brand. I actually had the opportunity to visit them out in Nashville. And let me tell you, I already loved them before that trip. But after that trip, I was sold. It was an influencer trip. We got to see the behind the scenes of how they make their jewelry. We got to learn about the history of the brand, why it was created, and it was phenomenal. Also to meet a mostly all female team, okay? I love that for us. And fabulous women with really, really big hearts and a deep belief in the mission and the vision of the brand. They design clothing, accessories like shoes, bags, jewelry. Actually, this necklace, if it focuses, is by them and I love it and I wear it every day. I shower with it. It's quality. When we were there, we also did a jewelry workshop with some of the women because their jewelry is made in-house in Nashville, and they employ women who are coming out of really difficult circumstances and help break this cycle of poverty that women can find themselves in when they're coming from tough circumstances, whether it's drug abuse or poverty. And they do such amazing work to rehabilitate them while giving them a trade. Also, while we were there, we got to be stylists for the day. We got to dress women who were in need of a new wardrobe, who were in need of encouragement and support, and we got to be a part of that. It was a true highlight for me. Able is a brand that prioritizes both sustainability and ethical production practices. They are very transparent, not only with their supply chain, but also transparent with their wages. A few years ago, they did something that was quite revolutionary, and they made public their lowest wages. They also prioritize ethical sourcing. They have empowerment programs for the women who work for them, who are marginalized or at risk, and they make sure that they create opportunities for them to find economic independence. Able is standing 10 toes down on not having any forced labor as part of their supply chain. They make sure that the working conditions of the women that work for them are safe and that they are treated with dignity. They do their best to minimize their environmental impact by using sustainable materials and also sustainable practices wherever possible. Like I said before, they are transparent, but they are not perfect. So they're continuously looking for ways to improve on their practices, and they're regularly assessing the work that they're doing to make sure that they are as sustainable and ethical as they can be. We love Able over here. If you like this type of content and this is your vibe, go ahead, subscribe and join the tribe. Also turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my updates, because this is not my channel, it's our channel that we get to grow together, glow up, live on purpose, also share fun fashion, beauty, food, travel content. So tap in. And not only that, I usually post a video like this every week, but this month I'm posting 2 videos a week. So again, tap in. Tap in. You might have heard of this brand already, whether it's here on YouTube or on my social media, because I did a giveaway with them. It is Elk the Label. Really cool brand based out of Australia. It was created by this couple, and I've never met them in real life, but I feel like if I did, we would get along really well. Like, they seem to be really cool. And they created this brand. They carry clothing, accessories like bags, shoes, and jewelry. And the designs are anything but basic. They are chef's kiss. I love the bold prints that they have. I love the different architectural designs that they incorporate in their shoes and in their jewelry. I'll show you some of their things so you can understand what I'm talking about, but I definitely love this brand. They use a variety of sustainable materials like organic cotton, linen, tencel, and they are very transparent when it comes to their supply chain, their manufacturing processes. They also not only prioritize sustainability, but they also prioritize making sure that they have fair labor practices, that the places that they choose to produce their garments in give their employees fair wages and safe working conditions. They have a variety of ethical partnerships. They collaborate with different suppliers and partners to make sure that their commitment to sustainability and ethical practices is solid. Something else that they do that is really important when talking about sustainable fashion is creating timeless designs, timeless pieces that people can wear over and over. You can't really pinpoint what decade they were created in, so they have this lasting power. This is not a wear it and throw it away. No. We're repeat offenders over here. We'll wear it again and again and again and again. Cost per wear. I say it all the time. Cost per wear, people. They also have a variety of certifications, which we all know is really important when looking at a brand's sustainability and their impact on the environment. Next up, we have 90%. This brand is a mix of cool and chic at the same time. It's a great brand for people who enjoy minimal style, but things that really look like somebody took their time to create them. What I also love about this brand is, by their name, 90%, they actually share 90% of their distributed profits with charitable organizations and the people who make their clothes, which I think is a pretty amazing business model. They also only use xoKE certified organic cotton. They are really intentional about their use of eco-friendly materials like tencel, lyocell. They also recycle different fibers and regenerate cashmere. They're not only focused on the environment, but also on their workers. They have fair wages and good working conditions for their employees. They look throughout their supply chain to make sure that nothing nefarious is happening. They're transparent with their consumers about their production process, their supply chain, their environmental impact as well. And they want their customers to be informed in terms of how they do business. They look at their waste, their carbon footprint, and also they're committed to engaging the community and making sure that their consumers understand what they're purchasing and what they're supporting. I love brands that want to educate their consumers and make sure that we, you and me, understand how we're spending our money. Okay, I have to confess, I know earlier I said that sustainable and ethical fashion brands focus on two different things, but that's not exactly true. More and more, I'll call them conscious brands, focus on both things, but at different rates. I said this in my greenwashing video. Brands are often on a spectrum. They might be working towards sustainability and ethical lifestyle at the same time. And they might be doing really good in an area while still struggling in another. So there is no good or bad in the pure sense of the word, because all those brands are on a journey. A great way to figure out where a brand's standing might be and if they're your vibe or not is the Good On You app. I recommended this app before. What they do is they look at different fashion brands. You can go on the app, search for the name of a brand, and they will let you know if the brand is good, great, needs more work, or is terrible and you should stay away from them as it pertains to how they impact people, the planet, and animals. So you can look at your favorite brands. I highly recommend you do so and see where their standing is when it comes to those issues. So you can see again, if they're your vibe, if you want to continue to shop with them, and if you see one of your favorite brands is not doing well, I recommend you message them. You let them know that you care about those things and that you would like to see them change because you do like their styles or you do like their fashion, fill in the blank, whatever you like about them, and just tell them that they're lacking in that area and you would like them to do better and see what happens. I'll be sure to link the app below so you can check it out. This next one comes with a little French class. This brand is called Amour Vert, which means green love in French, but I'm gonna teach you the proper pronunciation today. It's Amour Vert. I'll say it one more time. Amour Vert. Now you say it with me. Amour Vert. Okay, you can keep practicing that. That is your French class for today, and one of my favorite sustainable fashion brands. I've worn so many of their pieces. They have this feminine yet colorful. They have a little bit for everyone, I feel like. They're not only this minimalist, like they have some pieces that you could say are minimalist, but they also play with color and prints and different textures and different materials. And so Amour Vert is definitely a brand that should be on your radar if you're looking for feminine styles, but that have a little je ne sais quoi. Since we're on the French, je ne sais quoi is another free one for you on the French lesson tip. Amour Vert is very well known for using eco-friendly materials like organic cotton, tencel, modal, and recycled fibers. They also use non-toxic dyes. They prioritize local production as much as possible to reduce carbon emissions. They have fair labor practices. It's very important to them that their workers throughout the entire supply chain are treated with dignity, and they often partner with certified fair trade factories. They do their best to reduce their waste, which is such an important part of the life cycle of clothing. And they also have a recycling program where you can send clothing back so they can be recycled or mended or reused in a way that is better for the environment. And Amour Vert is another brand that prioritizes transparency, making sure that you and me know how things are made and that their supply chain is as ethical and sustainable as they say that it is. If you like style and inspiration and sustainability, ethical clothing, or just fashion, if you just like fashion and lifestyle, be sure to connect with me on social media. I post a lot more over there when it comes to what I'm wearing. I tag the brand. There's no gatekeeping involved. So if you want to see more brands, learn more things, let's be friends. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and drop a pink heart in the comments so I know that you're a real one and that you're gonna make it to the end of the video with me. All right, last but not least, I decided to slip a shoe brand in here. Some of you might be familiar with it, some of you might not, and it is Veja. Veja is a fabulous sneaker brand. They have that effortlessly chic, cool vibe. Their sneakers are made ethically and sustainably in Brazil, and I had the opportunity to visit their flagship store in New York for a special preview, a special event to preview their spring 2024 line. And I'm so excited that I actually get to say this today because we were under embargo for months. The sneakers are really dope, and I haven't gotten my hands on a new release yet, but I got to learn so much about their brand at that event. I got to see the store and meet some of their people. It was great. This brand is committed to being conscious in every way that they can, and they've been doing so for a very long time. They are certified B Corp. They prioritize transparency in their supply chain. They ensure that their workers are paid fair wages and that they have safe working conditions. They use eco-friendly materials. The rubber that they use is from the Amazon rainforest. They use recycled plastic bottles. They vegetable tan their leather. It's fabulous, just fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. They are very transparent with their supply chain in terms of where things come from, where things are produced. It's all on their website if you want to see that information. They are dedicated to promoting transparency and accountability. Veja works directly with producers, cutting out the middleman and making sure that fair compensation is given to the farmers and the workers. They do what they can to minimize their environmental impact by using eco-friendly production techniques, and they prioritize also local sourcing to reduce transportation, so they don't have to use all these trucks to bring things to and fro, but they get things locally. They have a good variety between minimal designs and sneakers that have a little bit more oomph, if that's your thing, which it is mine. They also support social projects in the communities where their products are made and make sure that they're contributing to the development and empowerment of those people. Veja also offers vegan options if that's something that's important to you. So whether you're vegan or not vegan, Veja has something for you. So I definitely recommend you check them out. Lastly, they have certifications as well. Check their website to see what those are, and also check out my greenwashing video to find out what certifications are and how they really help us make better shopping decisions. The outfit that I'm wearing today is actually a mix of two different brands. It's a shirt by 90%, and if my eyes go this way, I don't know why when I talk about my outfits, I also look in the monitor like I don't know what I'm wearing. I know what I'm wearing. It's a shirt by 90%, and this is actually a dress by Abel. You cannot tell me that these 5 brands are not just so fabulous and wouldn't find a spot in your closet. The next time you need something new, consider shopping a sustainable brand. Something that I love that's happening right now with millennials and Gen Z. We want more sustainable and ethical fashion options. We're not all fast fashion, fast, fast, fast. Many of us are demanding that brands clean up their act, clean up their supply chains, and give us products that we can buy guilt-free. Speaking of guilt though, if you are new to your sustainability journey, don't let anybody guilt you into this. This is really supposed to be an empowering journey because you have purchasing power, and it's up to you to decide what you want to invest in, and this should be empowering for you. Getting the knowledge, getting the information so you can support brands that you really believe in, and know that it's not going to change overnight. You're not going to be able to rehaul your whole closet, your whole lifestyle in a day. It's more about progress than it is about perfection. Say it with me, progress over perfection. And to help you along, I have a sustainability 101 video that you might want to check out as well, where I give some tips that you might find helpful. But before I let you go, I have to give you some next steps and some homework, things that you can apply today to help you take steps towards shopping more sustainable fashion brands. So the first thing you're gonna do, say numero uno, you're gonna get the Good On You app. You're gonna look at the brands that you already shop and the brands that I talked about today, and you're gonna see how they fare when it comes to people, planet, and animals. And you're gonna see if they're your vibe, if you would want to invest in a brand like that. And then number 2, you're gonna go to consciousandchic.com. I'm also gonna have the direct link in the description box, and you're gonna check out my sustainable fashion brands video, not a video, blog post. This is the video. I have a blog post where I give you 20 plus brands, because these 5 are not the only ones that you can shop. There are many more, like I said before. So I linked this blog post for you in the description box below, so you can again see what's your vibe, the brands that you might want to support, so that when you need to get something, which is number 3, the next time you're in the market for something new, something bold, something fresh, support a sustainable brand. Support one of those brands that is either in the blog post or one of the ones that I talked about today. Look at the reviews, check their website, and see if there's something that you like. And then let me know. DM me, message me, send me a message, pigeon, bird. Anyways, just let me know that you did it. If I did not mention one of your favorite brands today, please feel free to put them in the comments so we can continue to share different brands and look good. Okay? If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, in the comments, let me know what other types of videos you would want me to do. Thank you so much for being here and watching to the end. I'm so grateful for every single one of you for subscribing, liking, commenting on this small channel. It truly means the world to me. So thank you, and until my next video, remember to stay conscious and chic. Bye.